What's up, guys? It's Charles here with Rocket Punch Army to do another review. I know we're just staring at a box, but I did want to start off by showing you the packaging that this forthcoming review robot came in. And it's a collector packaging from BBTS. I get a lot of questions, so how is that, blah blah blah. Pretty cool. I think mostly it's designed for people that just want to shove it aside for the rest of their lives and never open it, never look inside. I do it mostly just so I get a nice little box, and it's only like, what, $2 to get a nice cardboard box and just assure yourself that the one you're going to get is nice. You know, if you're into that stuff, you know, if you don't care about that stuff, whatever, save yourself a couple bucks. But again, it's only a couple bucks. Anyway, they put in a nice little box, then they pick out one of the nice, or they pick out one of the nice ones to put in the box. But here we go. Again, very small review area, but we have Gipsy Danger from Pacific Rim. Not the upcoming movie, but the original movie. And look at this, guys. Soul of Chogokin. And this is a GX-77. We're up to 77 already. It's a weird choice. I do have to agree with Josh in his review that this doesn't necessarily feel like a Soul of Chogokin. We'll get into that in a moment. But I also agree with him that at this point it seems like Bandai's just taken this series in weird directions. I guess they're running out of ideas, but it's still a welcome figure. But as far as whether or not it should be in this line, I don't know. Let's check it out. And this is the second part to the collector packaging, which is where they put it in a little piece of plastic, so the plastic does not come with it, just so you guys know. But I'm going to pop it out of this bag so we can take a look at the box. I'm sure it goes without saying that the box is, of course, going to be spectacular as far as you know, the layout, the design. If you guys are into graphic design, everything's nice. Has a beautiful photo of the actual figure, and it's a nice gloss, and it's got some nice foil down at the bottom. You can see that right there. If we turn it around, of course, we get the usual you know, pictures on the back. Compared to other Soul of Chogokin releases, there's very few pictures in the back. I guess because there's just not much to this set. I mean, there's no alternate modes. There's no 100,000 pieces of missiles and whatnots and whatever. You know, just a simple figure as seen in the movie. So we'll go ahead and get inside. Now you do get the styrofoam tray. Obviously, he's not in there, which is why there's a big gaping robot-shaped hole. Of course, I took a look at it before I film it. Don't always do that, but figured I should. That way I can put pictures of it on my Facebook and stuff. But yeah, those are the accessory pieces. You do have the extra, you know, blaster hands going on right here. And of course, well, not of course, because a lot of times they don't do this, but Bandai did that with the Combatler DX, which was very surprised they gave you all the batteries needed. And so does this release. And you also get a secondary tray here. And of course you get the that's weird. It's probably the smallest, thinnest Soul of Chogokin you know, little instruction booklet ever. So there's no colored booklet. Is that, maybe I just have to check the box? I don't think so. I think this is all it right here. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. There's usually a nice thick booklet, but whatever. Spent way too much time on that little paper there. And then of course the other tray here, which comes with the alternate hands. You get the chain sword, right? And then this little boat here. Woo, blurry. Don't you love it when expensive cameras, well, I guess for the time that it came out, there we go. It was expensive and high quality. But anyway, here it is. And of course the stand. Alright, so here we are, finally looking at the figure. Let's scan from the top to the bottom. Look at that, guys. You know, I just got to say one thing. I love the movie, you know, for what it is. I'm not going to say it's the greatest movie on the planet. I like what they did. I like that there was people that are actually into like kaiju and robots and rocket punching and all that stuff. But every time I look at this figure, I kind of always get reminded of those annoying NFL robots that I would see in the store that nobody would buy. You know what I'm talking about, those NFL robots that you would always see like no one would buy. They're on the lower shelf in all the stores. But that's what the design reminds me of. And that alone bothers me a little bit. But yeah, I mean, besides that, yeah, it is a great figure. Lots of detail, guys. Beautiful, beautiful metallic blue plastic. Hope it's not that kind of brittle, pulpy plastic. No, it's definitely not. Hopefully the technology has advanced enough where these things will not fall apart, but only time will tell. Again, very cool. I do have to say the detailing on this is perfect, but what I wanted to get into is how this doesn't have that like Soul of Chogokin feel. Might be a little bit unfair to compare it to an actual Soul of Chogokin since they're completely different robots, but on the left you have what they're calling Soul of Chogokins now, at least, you know, with this release, and then what we're used to on the right, which is this guy here, which is an older, you know, super robot where all the metal is on the outside and very few plastic bits, only where it absolutely needs to be plastic. But then we have Gipsy Danger, which is pretty much all plastic, and that is not at all saying that it's a light figure, because it's definitely not a light figure. It has a lot of heft, but all the metal's inside, making it feel almost like the last metal build that I reviewed, the Mazinger Z, the Infinity one. This is a little bit bigger, but you know what I'm saying. It's got the plastic on the outside, but the metal frame. But it definitely has a metal where it counts. Again, it just doesn't have that Soul of Chogokin feel. But I can understand why they did that. You know, this figure has a lot of panel lines, and they don't translate all too well ever when you're, you know, in diecast. Diecast molding tends to be a little soft on the edges. But, you know, there's some stuff Bandai has done where I'm thinking, like, nah, that's not even an excuse. But I can understand why they did it. But the metal, look at these joints behind the knees. The hip joints are metal. And they're not raw metal. Usually they do like this kind of like black chrome metal. It's like a gunmetal painted metal. And it just feels great. It does absolutely feel great. It doesn't feel hollow anywhere, really. It just feels great. Maybe the arms, we'll get into that also. The arms might feel a little, you know, but the actual, especially from the hip down, it feels amazing. How about some scaling, guys? We're going to use trusty old MP10 here. It's my trusty little scaling guy. I'm sure he doesn't mind. What I want to do now is maybe check out the articulation. The actual instruction booklet doesn't really tell you what articulates, what doesn't, but we're going to go over everything anyway, as much as we can here. You got the head, and as Josh from Collection DX pointed out, there is a mirror underneath which brings up the LED effect into the head, and it also swivels from the back. So the ball joint isn't directly under the neck there, I guess to allow for the lighting gimmick, but it does have some slight head tilt, kind of turn it to the left and right. Very, very minute movements due to the design here on the neck. You also get these like shoulder pieces, shoulder protectors, and they're separate from that piece right there. The arms do come out. I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to get them out any further, but that's about as far as I can really get them to go. You can see it's got like this like accordion shaped thing coming out from underneath. You do have upper thigh swivel. And check this out right here. This little panel does move ever so gently there with the rotation of the arms. And you'd have to be careful because this thing bangs into the arm if you want to rotate it any further. But I'm not really going to do that. You know my luck with these things. And of course the elbow here. Alright, and then we get down to the wrist. The wrist does have like swivel right there, and also rotation. And we get to the waist here. Now the waist, they did make I mean, it's like really precise. Like when this spins, kind of don't want to scratch it up, but see, like it kind of touches, and it's like a knife edge on the plastic, so just be careful. And then you have this movement, and you can see that this middle piece is separate from the side waist pieces. Alright, we've moved down to the thighs, thighs do come out. There's a little play in them. They're tight, but there's like a little play in them ever so slightly. And then, geez, legs come forward. They're like really tight. Wow. Very tight actually. But again, it's metal there, but you're pushing on plastic while you're trying to do that. You do get some slight rotation this way. We get down to the knees. You got to check this out, guys. You see these pistons up here? If we buckle the knee here, watch what happens to the pistons and also this little piece right here. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? And then check out the articulation of the knee. Folds around so it's double jointed. Let's look at that again. Just like that. And you can feel the heft on this part. Like, I'm surprised it stays up. And this moves. You can see the other pistons right there. Just like that. And then of course the ankle. And this way. And then of course the little toes. If you notice the toe on this one, I don't know what happened. When I took it out of the box, the toe piece was missing. I was going to freak out, but I ended up finding it inside the box. I guess from banging around, because this one's pretty tight. This one ends up falling all the time, and when I stand it up, it folds underneath, and it pops off. So I want to be careful. I don't know how easy this pops off. I'm not going to really give it a chance to, but be on the lookout for that. So next part we're going to get into is actually setting up the batteries for this guy, so you can check out the LED, and then of course these extra pieces, these little extra panels. Not really sure why you didn't just have them already on. I guess because they're attached with ball joints, and you know, I guess it would, you know, mess up in shipping while it's laying in, whatever. But you gotta attach these, and then we're gonna check out the stand. We're gonna check out the plasma casters and all that other stuff it comes with. So let's take a look at that stuff. Now we definitely want to give them the correct look by attaching these panels right up here. They just slide right in. It's friction fit. I don't know how I feel about that, although, you know, I don't really play with these anyway, but just something to look out for if you're handling these a lot. And that taps in right there. And then we just got to attach these little ones on the ball joints. Not sure how easy or how hard this is going to be. Okay, well, that was easy. Just popped right in without a lot of force there. Alrighty, look at that. Next thing we want to do is attach the LEDs. Apparently you got to pull this out. I'm not sure how hard or how easy that's going to be. Doing it for the first time for you guys here. There we go. Oh, so it hooks underneath the head, so just be wary of that when you take this out. Is this metal? It's actually, yeah, this metal. Wow, look at that. The spine is die-cast. And behind that you are greeted by this little battery cover.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Alright, and then what we got to do is unscrew that. I don't know if this is the type where the screw stays in the flap. We'll find out, I guess. Alright, so I was just thinking how kind of hard it is to take that little cover off. Apparently the screw stays in there. I was going to use my little Ninja Turtle thing. I always use the little weapon. But look, they've included this little thing. I'm sure that's what it's for. If I can keep it from dropping. Let's try this again. And, oh! Okay, so I don't think I was supposed to shoot it out like that, but there you can see the compartment for the 3 batteries. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and actually turn it on. It's already, I guess that's the off position. We're just going to move it there for a second and then get this piece back on. And sure enough, the LEDs are on. Look at that. That looks pretty cool, I think. Alright, so what I'm going to do is shut off the lights here for a second so you can really see the parts that are lit up. You can see the eye areas lit up. It doesn't show up so much with the lights on. You can see the little 2 lights on the top of the chest, and of course this little turbine here. And if we squeeze it, you can actually change the color. See that? It flashes and it changes. Cool. Looks like a cheap Christmas tree. Get that back on. The lights will shut off on their own eventually. Don't know how long. Does it say? I don't think it says. It just shuts off. Could be a minute, could be 10 days, who knows. And we are going to look at all the other accessories. We're going to look at some weapons now. How about that? Now, of course, we want to check out the rocket punch. To do that, you got to separate. I've already slightly separated. It doesn't have a bad gap like that. Just did that on my own, so this is easier to move out. Okay, so got to bring these out this way. Then on the inside, this part, sorry for blocking the light, goes forward this way, and then you got to bring down this nozzle, it says, just like that. Alright, and then it has the rocket punch feature. Whoops, wasn't supposed to go that far. But now that I have it off, that shows you the way that these arms are held on, believe it or not. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, the arms literally just slide in and tab on this little disc. It's a little weird. But anyway, here's the rocket punch. Boom. You know what I mean? Just goes out that far. Alright, doesn't actually shoot out. Now, while we have them like that, we can show you the chain whip sword, which is the extended version, the one that he can whip around. And that goes right in here, just like that, which is pretty awesome, I think. You just have to obviously just get these level, just so it doesn't look so bad. But that's just me. And take that off, and you can actually put the blade on, which is all of them compressed, to get the same effect, but with the sword. And obviously, you might want to pose it a little more dramatically than I do, but, you know, that's just me also. Oh yeah, then he's got this freaking boat. Alright. This is kind of cool. I'm glad they included this in there because it's one of the cool, you know, parts of the movie. And you'll notice the shape of it. Does that remind you of anything? Very Japanesey? Does that look like anything? Anyway, you'll see right here, it's got a nice little crack. Is that a crack or is it just really broken? No, I guess it's... I wouldn't be surprised if it was an actual crack. But yeah, it's meant to look broken for real. And it's got like squishy bits here, which is from him gripping, you know. Speaking of gripping, check out these hands, guys. Look at that. Almost looks like the fingers could articulate. I love when they do that. Multi-piece hands, just to give it like a more dimensional, three-dimensional look, instead of molding it from one piece. But yeah, we're going to get these hands on there so we can do that little boat scene. I guess it's not really a boat, is it? Right? It's more like a ship. Alright, we're going to get that one on there. Take this one off. Get this one on there. Yeah, look at that. You like that, don't you? I know you guys like that. I like it. I mean, really. Like using a ship as like a bat. Come on. I don't even know if that would really... Could that really happen? Are these ships really that structurally amazing that they can... That was not a fart. That was my chair. But are these ships really that structurally sound where you can do that? Doesn't matter. Still awesome. Next thing we've got to do is try out these plasma casters, which also have an LED feature. You have to kind of take them apart a little bit. And they are a little bit fiddly. Things fall off. But that's just the nature of the beast. Again, not really meant for handling it too much, but still should find a better way to attach these things. But you got to get the batteries in here. There's a little battery compartment, and there's 4 more batteries, 2 on this and 2 on the other side. So once you take off these 2 little bits, this little rib cage engine looking thing, and then these little fingers, then you want to take your little screwdriver and open this little door up. Alright, so this I got to stand up on. You got to slide off. It's never really clear to me how these things slide off. They just pop off, but there's a like little bar that goes across. I guess that's the direction you want to pull in. Almost knocked that down. You saw that? But it's not a Mazinger, so it's not going to happen. And then this is going to pop in somehow. There we go. Got one on. Didn't like the way that felt going in. That's what she said. And we're going to put... Jeez, come on. Really now? What's going on here? Oh, because it's upside down, dummy. Boom. Alright, so I'm fighting with this thing here. If it keeps falling, I'm going to leave it off. But this goes here. Alright, so any kind of slight movement or any touch to the arms will make that fall off. So get it where you need to have it and then forget it. Set it and forget it, like that guy on TV. Set it and forget it. Fortunately, I have not set it to where I want it. And of course these things are going to fall off. So let's get these... See that? It's kind of annoying. But what you do is you pull on this little thing. See that? It lights up. And I'm groaning like an old man, because I am. Alright, and let's get the full effect here, guys. Let's put these things on, even though they keep falling off. Where's the other one? I don't even know where the other one is. Alright, found it. 2 days later, but I found it. And there you are with the LEDs, the plasma casters. Very cool. Of course, what would a Soul of Chogokin be without a stand? And look, they didn't even bother to do like the metallic gold plaque. It's just like a little screened silver. This is like really one of the laziest, well, I mean, like the first original releases that had those little super stands were a little lazy, but at least you can peg all your alternate hands and stuff. But this one's a little lazy. Look at that. Really lazy. But anyway, you guys know how I am with the stands. And we're just going to attach this piece here. But if you're paying a lot for a figure, you don't want it falling over on a display case. So this might help you. Does it go right in his crotch? That's kind of weird. Like he's hanging. Woo! Alright, so just so you guys know that there's a hook. Can I show you again? Yeah, those two hooks go behind the blue thing, not in front of it, alright? So that's why I couldn't get it to go up his butthole. But now it's very securely right up his butt. And I pressed the button by mistake. Didn't mean to do that, but you guys can enjoy it now. And look at it on the stand. Alright, I think this is officially the shortest Soul of Chogokin review I've ever done. Right? Are we under 45 minutes? Probably. But nonetheless, this is a great figure. The reason the review was so short is because it's not like there's not an explosion of teeny bits like all this stuff that comes with all the other ones and all these little blades and things. Kept it simple. I appreciate that. So I don't have to be tossing stuff in the box. But then again, this robot really doesn't have much going on. Again, my thoughts. Does it fit in the Soul of Chogokin line? No. It's, you know, that's just based on the stuff that I've been collecting in the past from Soul of Chogokin line. No, it doesn't fit it. But am I going to say I don't want it to be in existence? No, I definitely won't say that. This is definitely a crazy looking robot. And, you know, I didn't really go over much of the paint apps and stuff like that, but it's pretty, you know, pretty standard. But I should be fair to the people that don't normally watch Soul of Chogokin reviews to understand the level of detail that these figures do have. So we'll take a moment here just to make sure that we make the review as long as possible. Show you all the details here for you new guys. This is nothing new for Soul of Chogokin. Although, yeah, it does have a little more detail than your standard release, which is why I kind of feel like this might have been great as a metal build. You know, I don't know who makes the decisions or what causes it to be in the GX line. But again, I don't regret it existing. I'm glad it does. I'm glad I have it. I don't regret buying this thing. It's totally awesome. Just wish it didn't look like one of those NFL robots, especially with the numbers there. I feel like throwing a football at it. But anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Click on the link if you want to buy this robot, or just click on the link, man. Click on the link if you're going to buy something from BBTS. Help me keep this channel going as long as I can. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.